Hello, I'm Narnach. Welcome back to Path of Exile. Still playing the 30-day flashback league on hardcore. I just arrived in Act 3. Did some talking with the merchants and I upgraded my gear a little bit. Currently evaluating this big ritual scepter thing. Yeah, it's a ritual scepter, which is it's the Templar weapon, and the important thing for me is the low attack speed. It only has 1.1 attack speed, because I'm having a little bit of mana issues with a lot of mana being reserved, and the static strike it eats quite a bit of mana. So if I attack slower and deal more damage per hit, that's actually going to be better for my mana. It's also going to be better for the Reckoning, because it's based off weapon damage, not weapon DPS. So if a single hit does more damage, Reckoning is more powerful. Which is a win in my book. And I'm still with this one. I've been playing around a little bit with different configurations, and I picked up utility skills. Detonate Dead to get rid of corpses, which is useful in combination with the either the Bloodlines or the Nemesis mods. I think it's the Bloodline mods. That you get the green circles that makes the other monsters with green circles around them immortal. If you blow up the corpse, immortality goes away. It's a nice trick. And Molten Shell. It has a slow casting time, but it might be useful. I'm blocking a lot. I'm using a lot of armor. So this is potentially a very useful upgrade. And I actually clicked instead of reading the mods, but worked out for the better. Just grab all the flasks. The one thing I'm missing that my old weapon used to have, that this one doesn't, is the 10 points of life gained per kill or per enemy hit with an attack. And especially, I'm not quite sure if the Temper Shield counts, but no, because that's a spell, of course. But the Reckoning, it counts as an attack, and it's a AoE attack, so it ought to hit multiple enemies. Warehouse district, that is useful to go.
Go with God.
But the warehouse district, yeah, I'm just gonna tag it actually, just to make sure. I always forget where the waypoints are. I know it could be a very long time to actually get to the waypoint. Warehouse district. The waypoint is located underground. Okay, so I need to get into the sewers for that. Then I might as well do the crematorium arc first, and then move on. Reckoning goes level up. Let's see, 104, 107. That's a tri-link. There was a side area here. If memory serves, you usually have to go up on the roofs, but this is not the place where that happens today. We continue. Sewer grating. We can't actually go in there. Wow, that's a bunch of explosions. We can't go in there until we rescue Tolman. Skeletal Shrine. Oh wow. Good life. Cool. Cool, it just keeps casting whenever there's enemies around. there's another staircase up. No, that's where I came from. Okay, then we go this way. Fractured. Okay, if you stand still, I can kill you. Yes, thank you. Graffiti. And there is a staircase upstairs. Here as well. That's just even slower than my current weapon, and it has a stun boost. But I discovered that the elemental damage here, it's just elemental damage, it's not weapon elemental damage. So it actually increases all the electric damage on my static strike, all the damage of the Tempest shield, and only a small portion of the Reckoning attack. But most of my skills are affected, which is it's a nice side effect. Hello, glass wall. Just hey. Ah, that's evasion buckler. Mesh boots. That's right. That looks better than the base item I currently have. And there's a guard captain here. Bye bye, guard captain. Hello, Clarissa. How are you today?
I don't mean to sound ungrateful.
Yes. Don't mean to sound ungrateful. But first I have to go to the crematorium. That was 7 points, wasn't it? Yeah, it was just 7 points. Still on the lookout for a better shield. Always on the lookout for a better shield. Chronophage. Does it eat time? If I remember my Greek correctly. Wait, I'm running by, aren't I? Oh no, this is just a dead end. Okay, we move on. To, yes, the crematorium, which has a waypoint close to the entrance. Ta-dum. Okay, I'm gonna make a
Life
quick
in
town
his
stop.
right hand, death in his left.
I'll
And
be
then
right
there
back.
are those who fell through God's fingers.
Welcome back. Did some quick selling, and I shifted my item to use this cleaver. It has the same attack speed, but it has 3 life gained for each enemy hit by my attacks. And damage wise it's on par with the other one. It doesn't boost the actual damage of the Templar shield, but it boosts global crit multiplier. So on average for big numbers of hits they ought to be on par. I'm just gonna give this a try and see if this makes a bit of a difference or not. He's not really doing it. Okay, it finally managed to trigger it. But like this, just pop it up. Boom. Boom. Okay, let's put some effort into this. Passively killing them with the molten shell is interesting. However, the damage is kind of low. It's 80 damage on average, which is not overly much. This is the leveled up version of the Ogre Scepter. Yeah, whatever. Items are not useful. Yeah, it's level. Okay, there are only 2 levels below me. Wait, there was a bridge. This was not a dead end. They don't mention it, but I'm wondering if they have some form of fire resistance. This is also potential interesting. Jade. Evasion. Potentially an interesting weapon because it's slow and it has a decent base damage. Just need to craft one that has good stats. This is just a regular mace, yep. Excellent lightning damage, which requires a level up. That's good. We're almost level 31. Something is glowy here. Sparkling claw. That's too fast for my purposes. Let's see. We had the points here. Then eventually we want this one. There's a 1% life regen, which is very nice. So it's just here, and there was a bunch of blocking down there. So let's make our way down there. Frolic. It's a wild ladder, so it's evasion based. Evasion is useful, but it's not the core focus of this build. Should be getting decent amounts of evasion from the shields if I manage to find one that has a that's a tier higher, so it will grant more evasion. Some flammability, yes. here. Level up for Molten Shell. Do real damage yet? 100. Well, the other benefit, of course, is that it increases my armor by 181. So that's 11% physical damage mitigation, which I gain on top. Which is about as much as when I would equip a tower shield instead of a damage deflection shield. There's a way there. Vitality 0.8. That is Tilsinger. And I use chaos damage, which is my my main weakness. I have 0% chaos resistance. Staircase, Third of Blood.
I tell you to come to San, and here you are. Put the stray puppy down, boys.
Hello, Piety.
Enough of this!
My mana is spent.
She is very much gone. And that was Mr. Tolman. I already had the waypoint. Oh wow, this was really close to the entrance. No, you can just port out. I think there was a decent skill choice again as a reward.
I need to give...
Yeah,
Watch yourself.
that was Grigor. Grigor?
Have
No.
fun elsewhere.
Was it one of the Maramoa? Yes, you. Okay. We have a bunch of skills here. Discharge. I don't use charges, so it's not that useful. Dominating Blow, already got it. Rejuvenation Totem. This is potentially interesting. But it does take the place of where my decoy totem would go as a source of safety, and then I would rely on this for my regeneration. It's powerful, that's for sure. But when I need it most, it's gonna it's going to be dead, and then I can't rely on that. So there's probably better options. Enduring Cry. This is potentially interesting as a way to taunt everyone, so they will attack me, which they usually do anyway since I'm playing solo. And it gives me extra endurance charges, which grants me physical damage reduction, which is nice to stack on top of the other one. So Enduring Cry is definitely interesting. Frostbite. This is a curse, cyclone. It's a movement attack skill. Searing Bond. That's another totem skill. Flash Offering. Consumes a corpse. Boosts minions. I don't have minions. Assassin's Mark. Makes enemies more vulnerable to crits. Meh. Herald of Ice. Yeah, Herald of Ash. Herald of Thunder. This was what I've probably on my notes. Let's see, this is my notes for the Witch. I have notes for the Templar here. Herald of Thunder is on this list. Just like Curse on Hit is on the list. Which I'll get in a later reward as a trigger. But Herald of Thunder is definitely on the list, and I'm not quite sure how easy it is to get. But I did not count on taking a Vitality, which absorbs 40% of my mana. Actually, currently I'm running on 40 plus 42. I'm thinking if I take the bonuses off of temper shields, that will reduce it back to 25% mana reserved. And then I can slot the Herald of Thunder in instead. But this also synergizes with shocking enemies, which I'm not quite sure is something that this build is going to focus on a lot. So theoretically nice, because it adds lightning damage to spells, 1 to 18. And Tempest Shield doesn't have a negative modifier for damage. It doesn't, so it's just straight up extra damage. So the 2 to 32 lightning damage gets replaced with a 1 to 18. So I lose 1 to 14 lightning damage. But on the other hand, if I kill a shocked enemy, which depends on my crit rate on any type of attack, and it's about 5 or 6%. But it also, yeah, it might work, but then it will strike lightning bolts in a short range around the enemy. Currently I don't have the mana budget for this. Then another option would be Vengeance. A chance to perform a swift counter attack against all enemies around you when you are hit. Weapon rage increases the area of this stack, which is very useful, because this is just a secondary form of reckoning. It's just reckoning, but instead of having a cone shape, it's on any hit actually. Whenever I am hit, it's not even blocking, it's just a 30% chance when I get hit. Wonder if this also mean if hits also include blocked hits. Okay, I'm gonna quickly research Vengeance to see how it interacts with both blocking and evasion. I'll be right back. Hello again. I did some checking on the wiki and on the forums. Vengeance only applies when you actually get hit. The thing I learned, or rediscovered since it's been a while since I dove into the mechanics, is that when a monster attacks you and their accuracy is enough that then the accuracy is checked against your evasion stat. That gives you a chance to evade the attack, and otherwise you are hit, unless you have something like a dodge stat via the special skills. But otherwise, if you don't evade, you get hit. Then you can block to evade, to have a chance to mitigate the damage or to negate the damage, but it still counts as a hit. Evading it doesn't make it count as a hit. So Vengeance is directly counter to an evasion build. On the other hand, if you evade a build, you also don't block it. My build is kind of built around blocking attacks rather than evading them. So
General Gravisius demands absolute obedience from his black.
That's not a very good idea.
He surrounded himself with cowards and lackwits, unable to lift a finger without orders.
You, silence.
Talakura.
Please. Okay. So, as I was saying, I actually don't want to evade. I wonder, was there something that made me not be able to evade? There was something. No, it's not block mana. Cannot evade enemy attacks. Cannot be stunned. If I can't evade attacks, that means I can always block. My block is not mitigated. Because currently, if I would have a 50% chance to block, sure, fine. But if I also had a 50% chance to evade, then 50% of the theoretical blocks I would make never actually happen because I have already evaded the damage, so the block effectively gets halved to 25%, which is not what I want. So unwavering stance is one of my new goals. So a nice side effect is that if you can't be stunned, that means you also don't get a block. Your block animation doesn't kick in, so you can't get block locked, or whatever the technical term is for that. So I probably want to get there rather quickly. So I need to double check the fastest route to get there versus the other node. Probably just want to take the outer path, grab this, and then go for the block chance here. But get to unwavering stance ASAP to get rid of the evasion. And then re-evaluate in light of that whether a shield with evasion rating is actually a bad idea. I like the concept of a shield with damage reflection on it, but that's actually it deals damage to melee attackers, so that's even if I get hit or not or evade it, it still counts as an attack. That's good. So there's interesting mechanical interactions between things, but I'm probably gonna get rid of all evade in the build. And as a result, I'll likely replace this with a big tower shield. Yeah, the Tempest shield is good, Reckoning is good,
Talamoana.
taking the Vengeance. And I think there was also a Riposte, which is the green version. That's also very useful. Riposte is a single target counter. Then you have Reckoning, which is a cone counter, which triggers also on block. And then you have Vengeance, which just triggers whenever you get hit. And blocking, as far as I know, counts as a hit. And Vengeance is a big AoE. Well, big. It's a melee range AoE, which has a 1.2 second cooldown. Then Reckoning has a 0.4 second cooldown, if I remember correctly. Where were you? Yeah, 0.4. I think Riposte was somewhere in the middle. Tempest Shield also has a cooldown of half a second, so it's actually the lightning retaliation only kicks in twice per second. I only discovered this one recently as well. So while I'm actually just creating the character, developing the build, I'm discovering there's a whole bunch of skills that I didn't know about because they got added in the last patch, which was from last December, the 1.3 patch. It added a bunch of trigger skills which did not exist before, so I didn't account for them. And they are very, very nice. They make the build even more viable than it already was. But it does mean I have to change course a little bit. So for now, Herald of Thunder is interesting still. It adds damage to spells and it adds damage to attacks. Things like Vengeance, Riposte and Reckoning are all attacks. So they all get benefit from something like a Herald of Thunder. But for now I'm going with Vengeance because that's, I don't have the mana for the Herald and Vengeance. Even in light of the new discoveries of the mechanics, it actually works for the build. So I'm going with that. Okay.
There is nothing else.
And with that, I'm gonna end this episode. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment if you have anything you want to share or any feedback you have. I've I discussed some mechanical things. I made a couple of changes to the direction that I'm going with the build. If you have any feedback, please let me know. That works. So, with that, I thank you for watching and see you next time.